there, everybody. PTPOP here, leading you out of the rabbit hole one grain of truth at a time. And today I ask the question, are you dating a crazy person? And I know from personal experience, I have dated a variety of women before I got married who were mentally unstable, to say the least. No, I am not a psychologist, a licensed social worker, a therapist of any sort, and I'm not trained to declare somebody is crazy or not. But today I wanted to show you a variety of things to watch out for when you're dating somebody. In today's culture, it's a very tumultuous dating field and a dating world, I think. It's changed a lot over the world. It's changed a lot over the years because of the advent of the internet. I know you're probably saying, well, why do you want to talk about this? But dating the wrong person can be a very dangerous thing. Be more dangerous than you think. And I know firsthand. My father was murdered by his girlfriend in 1987. And since then, I've learned just how bad things can get when you ignore the warning signs. Now, in this video, I'm going to point out red flags. I'm not going to necessarily discuss them. Some of them should be obvious to you. But my title is Dating Crazy Women. There's crazy men, too. We're both guilty of being crazy, stalkers, but there's certain things you should watch out for, protect yourself before it's too late. So let's jump right into it today. So this first video, I'm not saying these women are crazy, but if you think about the things that these people are saying, I'll leave it up to you. What do you think with a woman thinks she should be worshipped as a princess? What do you think of this?
You can literally control how this man is treating you or how any man is treating you. You can make him change to give you princess treatment, and it's really this simple. Sometimes as women,
So this woman is talking about how to control a man. Does that sound healthy to you? Does it sound healthy to you that a woman wants to be treated like a princess or royalty? I'm just asking. These are rhetorical questions. You just think among yourselves. Let me know what you think in the comments.
Accidentally reverse the roles. Maybe because somebody told us that we weren't a princess in the past. Maybe it was your father. Maybe you had a relationship where you weren't treated as the prize. But most of you ladies are in your masculine energy and putting him in his feminine energy without even knowing it. Because of the way that you think, the way...
Look, guys, I don't know. I don't happen to dating. I don't recall a woman putting me intentionally in my feminine energy. I don't even know what that is. I just went out and I was dating and I tried to go out with people and women all said I was too nice. So maybe my feminine energy is my energy because they all wanted the big macho guy that was smoking cigars and riding a Harley and would smack them around at night as they drank their beer together. I don't know. I don't know what the hell she's talking about. This is Earth Angel Ariana. Nothing against this lady. I do not know of her mental stability. You just, you come to your own conclusions.
You act the way that you talk.
How to make your man worship you overnight. I can tell you this from personal experience. Anytime I wanted to worship a woman and I put them on a pedestal and I wanted to treat them like they were end of the world, they all said, oh, hey, Pete, you're coming on too strong. Come on. Back off, buddy. I think we just need to be friends.
Around him, he is assuming that he is the prize. He is assuming that you will chase him. He is not feeling any sort of pressure to make you feel good about yourself, to make you feel special, to impress you. And it's because...
Come on, guys. I know one guy in all the thousands of men I've known in my life. I know one guy. One guy who plays games with women, so they'll start chasing him. He plays it cool. He backs off. He doesn't get upset when they get upset, and they come chasing after him. That's kind of true. He's proven it to me, shown me a number of times. He goes, don't act hurt, don't act anything, just act like you don't care, and they'll come chasing after you.
He is feeling those things about himself. If you want to make any man worship you, or your current man start to freaking give you so much princess treatment, all you have to do is, number one, become obsessed with yourself.
That sounds healthy. Become obsessed with yourself. Become a narcissist.
With your own life. Take the focus off of him. Number 2, see yourself as the prize. Literally think, feel, and act like the prize around him, and he will have no choice because you are in the pedestal. He'll have no choice but to serve you. There can only be one person on the pedestal. And right.
Do you know how many women I've tried to put on a pedestal, and they don't want it? They don't want to be put on a pedestal. I've been trying to put women on pedestals since I was like 15 years old. It doesn't fly.
Now you're putting him on there. Number 3, you have to act like a high maintenance, feminine princess.
Oh my God. Have you ever been around women that act like that? It's like when you watch the Beverly Hills Housewives and these women walk around and go, "You're a bitch, you're a prostitution whore. I want him over here right now. Get him over here. I want another glass of wine." Oh my God, please help me. Please, Jesus, please. Help these crazy delusional people. You act like that,
not only will you be so freaking attractive to him as a masculine man, because you're now putting him back in his masculine energy, but he will literally...
Yeah, I sit around and go, yes, thank you, dear. You put me back my masculine energy. Yes, thank you very much. Now, go get me my beer, will you? Oh, my God. Help me, Lord. Let's go on to another one here. Now, this woman talks about masculine, who wants to serve? Who can relate? This is Goddess Guidance Official. This is a woman, I think this is a woman, that thinks of herself as a goddess.
Just talk about how incredible it is to be in your feminine energy and to find a healthy masculine man who just wants to serve. Like a super masculine man who gets on his knees for you and wants to bring you treats and indulge you and please you and wants to bring you literally the world. That is...
Oh, please. I can feel the vomit in the back of my mouth right now. Just, a really masculine man who just wants to get on his knees and serve you? Where does she come up with this delusional bullshit?
Is so attractive.
Oh, it's not attractive. Oh, this one is good. So, I'm sorry. She's still, my coworker is still vomiting over that one. This is Bumblebee Tila.
I am God.
I am God. Okay.
And I'm not kidding. I really am God. I am powerful. I am worthy. I can create. I can destroy. I am capable. I am a multi-dimensional being. But what the crazy thing is not that...
What? That's not the crazy thing? What's the crazy thing? I want to hear what the crazy thing is now.
It's the fact that you are, and you've yet to realize it. You are not some kind of inferior being that needs to get on your knees and beg some being in the sky to show you that you are worth something. I worth the thing.
I love her earrings, don't you?
And they tell me to love myself. They tell me to see what I really am.
I'm telling you guys, if I ever get divorced or my wife passes away, God forbid, I will never date again. If this is what's really out there, if this is really what is out there for me, and this is a woman who would have nothing to do with me because I'm twice her age and old enough to be her dad or her grandfather, but oh my God, is this really what's out there? Is this really what you guys, young guys, are facing? Women want to be queens. I'm a queen. I'm a goddess. I'm God.
The question is what kind of God you will be.
If you
So this one is from Hot High Priestess. Oh, excuse me. Get him to worship the ground you walk on. And only do this if you genuinely want men to worship the ground you walk on.
Genuinely want men to worship the ground that you walk on. There is no turning back once you start this because men will worship you.
Where do they teach you to talk like this? In some Panama City sailor want a hump bar? Sound crazy someplace else. We're all stocked up here.
This is how to get princess treatment every single time from every single man. And I'm about to put you on as someone who used to be insecure, get shit treatment from men. I thought all men were shit.
We are. Most men are shit. We are. We got one thing in our mind. The biggest thing in our mind is what's between our legs. End of story. Getting laid, drinking beer, and watching sports. There's very few guys I know that think otherwise. That is the truth.
I was wrong. I love men now. They treat me so well. The law of assumption.
Oh. She strokes her hair. They treat me so well. It's all about having fun, right? Don't go boingo.
Which states anything that you assume to be true is what your reality will reflect. The only way to change the behaviors of other people is to expect them to behave the way that you want them to behave. I'm telling you, you need to brainwash yourself into believing men have always treated you well.
Brainwash yourself. She's talking about brainwashing yourself into believing that men have always treated you like a goddess and a princess. So how do you treat a woman like a princess and still be perceived by that woman as a strong, masculine man? So do you walk in to the apartment, get on your knees and kiss her boots? Do you kiss her each ass cheek one time? What do you do? And how does that woman perceive you and see you as a respectable human being? How does she walk away from a man like that and go, oh, wow, I really respect this dude. He kisses my ass. He buys me whatever I want. He buys me Gucci purses.
And they always treat you well. That's it. Release this narrative that is controlling your reality about men. That men are shit. You hate men, whatever. Let go of that story once and for all. Start adopting the mindset and the belief that you attract the best men in the world. And
So this woman is Nadine Huey. Listen up, telling it like it is, and putting you girlies on. Go get you your Prince Charming.
Okay, for my girlies who want princess treatment, this is how you get it. You have to first...
Now, am I saying these are red flags? No, again, I'm not a psychiatrist. I don't know if these women are crazy, but think about the self-centered, narcissistic attitude they have here, that they need to be put on a pedestal. And there's lots and lots and lots of young women out there. I've seen it all over the internet. I've seen it on TikTok. I've seen it on Bigo. I've seen it on Facebook. I've seen it on all the social media platforms. Women, for some reason, the young ladies think that they should be treated as royalty. So what do you think of that? Do you think that that's crazy? Do you think that's a little bit of some type of disorder? Emotional, mental disorder? I don't know. It seems a little bit out of the ordinary, doesn't it? This romanticized vision in people's heads of being a princess. I mean, it's storybook bullshit. Princess Diana? Okay, that's the prince. Everybody, when I was a kid, oh, she's so gorgeous. Princess Diana, I'm so sad that she crashed a car. Oh, and she's dead. Oh my God, she was a gorgeous princess. Oh, well, her life ended tragically. Because of, what was his name, Zodi Fayed or some Arab guy she was dating. That's not happily ever after. Do you really think you're going to find a glass slipper somewhere and some Prince Charming's going to come galloping down on a white stallion and kiss your ass cheeks? Where do you come up with this psychobabble?
Act and think like a princess. You have to demand that treatment for yourself, but you never verbally ask a guy to treat you like one. And this is what I mean. Under no circumstances should you ever beg or nag or ask a guy who gives below bare minimum effort, who's not already trying his best to treat you like a princess, to put in more effort. It's not gonna happen. You don't chase a guy and ask him to treat you better. It's like asking a fish to walk on land.
Oh, I tried to ask a fish to walk on land once, and it did it. It was a fun time. We juggled cats
You
at the same time.
attract guys who are already capable of giving you what you want, and this is how you do it.
This is all like this Wayne Dyer bullshit. You know, if you just think positive thoughts, positive things will happen. You know, but if your positive thoughts are delusional, if your positive thoughts are unrealistic, They're not going to happen. Your average guy is a beer-swilling, cigar-smoking, burping, farting creature that just wants to get laid. He doesn't want to have to be bothered with waiting on you hand and foot and kissing your feet and buying you Gucci purses and walking around. Oh, princess, princess, can I get you some more tea? How about some wine, honey? It's just not going to happen, ladies. It's not, especially if you've got a guy who is an upperly mobile guy who's got a job where he's working 60 hours a week. He's not going to want to come home on the weekends and kiss your ass. And then if he gets you pregnant, he's got to sit there and take care of the kids and you. What?
Context clues. A princess doesn't need to tell the world that she's a princess. It's in her DNA.
Oh, okay. So she's got princess DNA in her.
High-value
All
woman
right.
doesn't need to tell the world that she's a high-value woman.
What makes a high-value woman? Because you've got Botox in your lips and you have Gucci purses and you're, I mean, what? What makes you a high-value woman? I see this all over the place.
We know by how she treats herself, how she carries herself, how she looks, how she talks, how she walks, her level of self-respect, and her confidence. We all like to think that we don't judge people, but we do. Humans are very visual.
Yeah, I judge people. I'm judging you right now. Okay, this one is from Enthralling Video TV. This is a female stalker sent 65,000 texts to a man she met once, and she said she wanted to bathe in his blood. This is definitely a red flag. I would run fast, mighty, and far, far, far away from
you are attracting.
It's the local story making headlines around the world. A woman obsessed with a Paradise Valley millionaire that she met on a dating app, and it all ended when she broke into his house and was caught bathing in his bathtub.
And she only met him once.
She sent 65,000 texts, some of them horrific and graphic, to the man she believed was her one true love. Tonight, we hear from her, and she's got a lot to say. Sit down and turn up the volume for this one. Tonight, ABC 15 Sonu Wasu is out.
Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. What do those eyes say to you? She's got that 1,000-mile stare, or 1,000-yard stare. The lights are on, man.
What do you think I say when I go to the feed store in town? Oh, now, Wally, give me a bag of that effing pig feed and 10 pounds that bitchly cow corn. And in the bank, do I tell Mrs. Bollinger, oh, here's one big bastard of a check. Give me some of your Christ-stick money.
Now, this is from ABC 15 in Arizona.
I met him online. I was looking for my healing angel. The psychic I met told me
I'm looking for my healing angel. Oh, my God. Help me, Lord Jesus. Pray for this girl's soul. I pray that you find her healing angel in the name of Jesus Christ. And Christ comes down there and unscrambles her gray matter.
Meet a healing angel.
She says she met him on Luxy, a dating site where millionaires go to find love. And if
Millionaires have to go to dating apps these days? What the hell?
you ask Jacqueline Addis, the spark was instant.
I felt like I met my soulmate and everything was just the way it was. And I thought we would just do what everybody else did and we would just like get married and everything would be fine. But
After one meeting, she thought she found her soulmate.
that's not what happened.
Turns out that spark was one-sided when the victim, a Paradise Valley millionaire, told her he wasn't interested.
And you don't stop giving, even if you don't receive. You all of a sudden receive a lot.
That's one way to look at love, but Paradise Valley police say Addis took it too far. We're talking 65,000 text messages in the last few months. Chilling threats. According to police reports, some of those texts read, quote, "I don't want to be a murderer."
Police reports state Addis also texted the victim saying she would cut up his body, wear his body parts, and bathe in his blood.
That's a girl for me. Come on. This is the perfect girl to take home to mom and dad.
I don't want to talk about that.
In our jailhouse interview, Addis did not want to talk about the alleged stalking or harassment. She ignored questions about showing up at his work, claiming to be his wife.
I think her hands are chained to her waist. Can you blame the police?
Or allegedly breaking into his home and bathing in his tub. When we asked her if she would actually hurt him.
No. Oh my God, no, I love him so much.
Oh my God. Isn't that horrifying? This is horrifying. My testicles just shot into my body cavity.
I just want to love him so much, that's it.
Oh.
And if he doesn't like it, then
I'll bathe in his blood.
I'll go home and I'll love my ex-boyfriend.
Oh.
What am I supposed to do?
Sonu Basu, ABC 15, Arizona.
Wow. Wow, the dating world of dating is just teeming with fine candidates.
The shock and sad.
So this story, I'm going to finish with this story. This is something very close to where we live. And it's very upsetting, and it's very serious and real. 2 young boys were murdered by a young girl, 17-year-old girl, who had a volatile relationship with this young man that you'll hear about here in a second. And every day as I drive to the rec center to work out, I drive past a graveyard. And I noticed in this graveyard there was this brand new grave, just saturated with flowers, just flowers all over it. And I always wondered whose grave this was. And I went there today, which you'll see at the end of this video, to visit it. And it was one of the 2 men that she killed. And it was very heartbreaking and sobering moment. This is a young man who was 20 years old who had his life ahead of him. And this girl had what's called graveyard love. Just like when my father was murdered. That if she couldn't have him, nobody would. And it's a very tragic and sad story that affected the town I lived in, or that I live in. And there was even a woman that came up to the grave today. She drove by in her car to tell me that this young man, one of the young men's mothers, is now sick. And I'm telling you, people, be very careful who you date. This clip right here is from the NBC affiliate WKYC. And I'll play it I'll comment as it goes along.
In the Strongsville community tonight after a car crash claimed 2 young lives and injured a 3rd early yesterday morning. More than 200 tonight attended a vigil at the intersection of Progress and Alameda. That's the location of the crash that killed former Strongsville High School students, 20-year-old Dominic Russo and 19-year-old Davion Flanagan. Flanagan played football for Strongsville and was planning on attending school this fall to become a barber. The 17-year-old female driver is listed in critical condition, and police are still investigating the cause of the crash.
Now, before we get onto the courtroom, the woman that did this, her name is Mackenzie Shirilla. But if you go here, and we've driven past this area 1,000 times. The car that hit this building right there, the distance between the curb and the building is at least 60 feet. So I'll just leave it at that.
Exhibit 802 crystallizes the deadly decision-making of the defense.
This is Mackenzie Shirilla in court. Hearing the verdict. It was a bench verdict. There was no jury.
She morphs from a responsible driver to literal hell on wheels.
This is actual security cameras in the area that caught her. This right there is Pearl Road. She's going south on Pearl Road, and she's turning west onto Alameda, I believe it is. Look how calmly she's driving as she turns down this road.
She makes her way down the street. Mackenzie alone made the decision to drive the car, to drive an obscure road.
Now, between the corner of this intersection and the building where she crashed is no more, if it's a half a mile, it's no more than, it's maybe a quarter of a mile to a half a mile. It's not a very long stretch of road.
A route she visited a few days before.
This is another shot of her accelerating up to 100 miles an hour and crashing into that building.
And a route not routinely taken by her.
So by the time she turned off of Pearl and onto Alameda, she had gunned it, floored it to 100 miles an hour.
An person would expect that few people would be nearby to witness it or offer life-saving assistance.
I believe this was at about 4:15 in the morning, or 4:30 in the, or maybe it was 5:30 in the morning, and nobody found the two bodies. And her, she lived. She was driving, and there was a passenger in the back seat, and in the passenger seat next to her was her either former boyfriend or current boyfriend, Dominic Russo, and in the back seat was 19-year-old Davion Flanagan. Both very young men. He just happened to be a passenger. Davion happened to be a passenger in the back seat. And the rumor is, and the stories are, that Dominic and Mackenzie had a very volatile relationship. And she was overheard in one conversation saying, on another day, you know, if you don't stop messing with me, I'm going to crash this car right now. She had been violent with him. She had threatened him quite a bit. And it was all brought up in court. So this woman is obviously a very troubled young lady. And she took this young man's life in a car crash, an intentional car crash.
Mackenzie alone decided to push the pedal to the floor and demand the ultimate speed of that vehicle to 90 to 100 miles per hour.
Mackenzie was arrested and charged with 4 counts of murder, felonious assault, and aggravated.
That's Dominic Russo on the left. And that's Davion Flanagan on the right.
Vehicular homicide. Now, during the trial, a certified forensic mechanic testified that her car's event data recorder showed that moments before the crash, the accelerator pedal was being pushed down at full capacity. And Mackenzie's attorney, he said that there was no evidence to prove that the crash was anything more than kids just being kids. He said,
"Kids just being kids." Where did they find that attorney? Good Lord. Look at this chick. When you see her in prison, she's just like an average-looking, kind of washed-out woman. Look at these eyelashes and the hair and the makeup and everything. She's a princess. She wanted to be treated like a princess, and this young man was smart, and he didn't want to treat her like a princess, and look what he got.
Evidence did not prove that she intended to cause the death of Dominic and Davion. Now, Mackenzie did not take the stand in her defense, and the judge last week found Mackenzie guilty of all charges in the case. That same judge sentenced Mackenzie to 15 years to life in prison after hearing from victims and also from hearing Mackenzie herself. Judge Nancy Russo said the key to her verdict and sentencing were the final moments before the crash. She said that Mackenzie morphed from a responsible driver to literal hell on wheels.
Now, let me tell you about the strip of road that she was on. This strip of road, as I said, is anywhere from a quarter to a half mile long. I've been on it 1,000 times. And it kind of bends and it turns as you go down. It's not a straightaway. And it's very bouncy. It's got lots of uneven concrete. It's not necessarily potholes. But in order for her to go from like basically 0 to 100 in a half-mile straightaway, she had to navigate the car to a little bit of a turn here and there. It's not just necessarily straight, and go over some rises and things like that. She totally fucked with this guy and screwed both of these men, these young men. And God only knows what their last moments were in their minds. So I'm going to leave you with this. This is video I shot today of the grave that I've driven past hundreds of times, but I didn't know who it was. I didn't know who it was until today. And I got out of my car and I shot this video. And all I can say to all of you is, if you're dating someone, be very careful. If you feel you're unsafe, whether you're with a man or a woman, please err on the side of caution and get out of that relationship. There are no such thing as princesses and goddesses and princes. No one's going to come galloping down from the mountaintop to save you and to whisk you off to happily ever after. Happily ever after is in the storybooks. And all I can say is, Dominic Russo, Davion Flanagan, rest in peace.